Greetings from the workbench. We are unboxing a new toy, actually a new piece of utility equipment. Something that I have been wanting to add for a while. This is a device called a grip pod, and it goes onto the front of, in this case it's going to go onto an AR-15. That is its typical platform of use, but it could go onto any rifle or shotgun that has Picatinny mount capabilities, because that is how it's going to attach. Colors, obviously, comes in a couple colors, black being one, and I was really tempted to go black, but I already have a tan stock and a tan hand grip, so and a tan grip on the front, so I really wanted to stick with the tan color, at least for now. There's also two different styles, or at least two that I'm aware of. There is this is the law enforcement model. You can see that it says law enforcement model right there. That indicates that it is a polymer. The legs are a polymer, and there's also a military model, in which case the legs are a coated metal. I wanted to get the military model, but I was really enticed by the difference in price for the law enforcement model. It was about a $50 difference, and that's not insignificant. This was still a $100 purchase, and you're looking at $1.50 for the military with the metal legs. So I'm going to try this one out first, and I'm not real hard on my equipment. I'm not real hard on rifles and things like that, so I don't anticipate a problem anyway, but I'm going to try this one out first. One can always upgrade later. Again, it's a grip pod, and what it does is you can kind of see here from the illustration on the box, as soon as I take the glare out of the picture, is that it gives you a foregrip, a vertical foregrip on your rifle that then can become a bipod mount whenever you need it. And I really like that. I was really looking at bipods, and Harris being the big name, and I was really trying to decide what kind of bipod I wanted to buy, and really that led me to kind of running into this product, and I just thought, well, this is nice. I don't know that I need a bipod always hanging on the front, even folded up, but this is kind of a nice it's kind of a nice twofer. So I'm going to try it, and I will, of course, provide my thoughts, and we'll show how this thing works. Alright, so let's take a look at this grip pod, shall we? Let's open our packaging, and I'm hoping this is the kind of packaging, yes, that opens and can be resealed. I hate when I have to cut those things open. Alright, so we just have our standard little placard here. Put this glaring plastic aside and give a closer look at this. Let's see, how about doing it that way? So, made in the US of A, it says right there. That's always a good thing. www.grippod.com, and we also have a phone number here. I'll put that information in the info section for the video. We don't need to look at all that now, so I will leave this sitting here. Got a little folded up piece of paper, probably with some sort of instruction. Okay, yada yada yada. So here's our grip pod, and again, this is going to mount onto I believe a Weaver or Picatinny. I know it's certainly made for a Picatinny rail. I think a Weaver rail system also will be accommodated. It looks like it's a pretty simple process to install. This button, I'm guessing, is going to activate our pod legs. Look at that. Okay, so it seems like it'll be sturdy enough. It's a very interesting, very cool design. Let's see if we can then go ahead and install this thing. Why not? Why not indeed. Alright, let's see if we have anything around here. Ah, here we go. Let's see if we can replace this grip with the grip pod. It looks like I'm going to need a screwdriver. This is a MFT foregrip that I actually like, because what I like about this one is it folds rearward, folds forward. So it's a nice grip. I like it, but I find that I don't need to care quite as much about that functionality. And one thing I have noticed is we definitely have a difference in color here. So this the MFT is more of a, I don't know what I would kind of like the Crayola color for Caucasian skin, if you remember the old crayons you used to play with as a kid, or in some of your cases still do, perhaps. This is more of a, I don't know. It's got some olive. This definitely has some olive in it, whereas now I wonder if it makes any difference which way you position this. What do you think? What are your thoughts there at home? I'm thinking, since we have one button to activate the pod functions, where do we want that button? Do we want that button on the front, or do we want that button on the rear? Do you want to be able to press it with your thumb from behind, or do you want to have to reach around? This is an interesting question. I think what I'm going to do is we might wind up trying it both ways. I think initially I'm going to put it to the rear, because I'm thinking initially you may want to have eyes on the control. Now let's see where we want to position this guy. I'm almost thinking you want it. Yeah, that's probably, that seems about right. That's very close to where I had the other foregrip. So this one, as you can see, just tightens on with a little thumb screw. It's a polymer covered screw, and I'm tightening it pretty snug. Not the kind of thing you want flying off. So there we have it. Well, that's going to work, at least for the time being. So here you go. Here's a pullback view. This is what it looks like installed. Took just a few minutes to install it, and so I've got the control on the back. Whoops. And I think that might be where I'm going to want it. Looking forward to giving this guy a try at the range. Here's a little bit of wobble. Do you see that? As I move the rifle forward and rearward, it will wobble a little bit. Can't wait to try it out. Hey, just an opinion here. Looking at our new grip pod, just mounted on the AR-15. The grip pod is a foregrip that mounts on a Weaver or Picatinny style rail. As you can see, it's a nice size grip. Great for stand-up shooting, also great for bench rest shooting, because what makes the grip pod different than a regular foregrip is that it will deploy a tripod legs. So easy to deploy, easy to restore. So this makes it easy to go from upright to prone, or from handheld to bench rest shooting. So let's just demo a little bit of that. and voila, you go from standing to bench rest almost instantly. Okay, a couple quick comments. I'm noticing on the grip pod that it does tend to slip a little bit, so we don't have any kind of rubber or plastic footing underneath it, and you do have it on a bit of an angle, but even up, there's a little bit of wobble to it, but it's also on a surface like this. This is a fiberboard composite plywood type top, and it's going to slide, so you will feel the rifle slide on you a little bit. It doesn't feel quite as firm as something that's got a rubber foot, or even a serrated foot. These feet are smooth on the bottom. Not a big minus really, but for being able to quickly deploy, it's a really handy and very useful tool. So I definitely see keeping this on the rifle. Pretty easy to deploy, pretty easy to recollapse the pod back into the grip. The spring ejection is very good, very positive and fast, and once you've ejected it, you've got a good solid mount. And putting it back in, again, just as easy.